These are a couple of the things that are making this is, man, the Dolphins are the Browns of the last couple of years. They are team curiosity. They are team chaos. So you've got Pro Football Focus writing the following. Tyreek Hill joined forces with the player closest to his unique blend of speed and twitch in the open field, Jalen Waddle. Opposing defenses are going to have to grapple with the best way to mitigate risk and limit the damage caused by that duo. I like having twitch in the open field. I have not seen that as an adjective before. And then Dan Orlovsky says, this roster, if Tua takes the step forward, which I think he will, is a team that will compete for championships. They are a sleeper when it comes to an AFC championship run. I don't think they're allowed to be a sleeper anymore when everyone's calling them a sleeper. Put it on the poll, Guillermo, at Le Batard Show. Are you a sleeper when everyone is saying you're a possible sleeper?
Dan, how annoyed are you that people are invading your corner? Because this was something, you've been doing this for a month now, where it's like, I'm really excited about this Dolphin season. Like, you presented yourself, because I think you have demonstrated a great deal of restraint when it comes to the Dolphins. You have been often accused of being the urinator when it comes to the Dolphins, despite the fact you've been right every step of the way for the entire time that we've been doing this show. The one year that you come in and you're like, hey, I'm excited for this. This is fun, enthusiasm, winning, and then you've been usurped with I've
been overrun by the machine.
Thought you were like the whole milk.
Invaded.
You were the lactate.
You can look at it like you started it. You were the guy that got everyone going, got everyone excited. I
believe Tyreek Hill did that, or McDaniel. I will sign up for the idea of Parcells and Saban not being able to do what the new nerd that nobody wanted to interview did, and he is part of this, because I don't think it's just Mike Wallace came here, Tony Martin came here. They've had deep threats, and they whittle away so much that Whittingham has been betrayed by 20 years of Dolphin failure and doesn't trust anybody to be a deep threat. And this guy comes in, and he could get swallowed by that. And the reason we don't think he will be is the coach. Is space. It's because the coach is telling you, trade for that. I want that. You know why I want that? Because what the Dolphins are going to be is space, twitch, excitement. And I'm real curious to see, because we just recently lived what was the Browns of Baker Mayfield. They traded for Odell Beckham, best receiver in the league. Oh my God, what's that going to look like? Expectations got there, pressure got there, and now everyone's gone. Jarvis Landry is playing for one year in New Orleans. Odell Beckham is hurt, champion, and was in Los Angeles, and Baker Mayfield is the Carolina quarterback. And the expectations on a new coach and new quarterback, I can't know what that feels like, Stugotz, right? I've always dismissed and poo-pooed that stuff, the ancillary, intangible stuff of what is it like to play with huge expectations and with lesser expectations. But the expectations are now here. Tyreek Hill has brought them. And the leaders of this team are not people who have dealt with those before on a professional level. Tua did it in college, and you saw everyone is hopeful because Tua comes in college. We don't know who that is. Championships at stake. What do you mean he's throwing a perfect pass to win the championship in his first appearance?
Jalen Waddle also did it in college. I mean, McDaniel did it with San Francisco. There were expectations.
You believe this Dolphin team and its management is prepared for enormous expectations because of all the experience they've had with expectations?
No, I'm just saying there are certain guys who have dealt throughout their careers, young, some of them in college, that have dealt with expectations before. Are they ready for it? I mean, it's hard to tell if people are ready for it. I think they're talented enough, and that's all that really matters.
I think people are talking about this team so much. The reason is because we have no idea what this is going to look like. We don't know what the quarterback is. We've seen what we don't know whether Tyreek Hill is going to translate. And this coach, it presumes a great deal to think, given what you're watching with Matt Patricia and Charlie Weiss and Romeo Crennel and every guy that stepped away from Bill Belichick, it seems foolhardy to think that the guy next to Kyle Shanahan would be able to bring that thing only Kyle Shanahan does when everyone in the league is trying to recreate the thing that Kyle Shanahan does.
Do you think some of this could be like long play by like the media and like shows? Like, this is what we do. We build up expectations. We're looking at their schedule. I know you don't want to do schedule talk. It's very possible that they're 1-3 after the first 4 games.
They could be.
They win the Patriots, lose Ravens, lose Bills, lose Bengals, and then the narrative turns to, Is it time to panic? Is Tua done? Is it McDaniel a fraud? And then you kind of have set up this ridiculous expectation just so that if it doesn't play out really early on, then you have a storyline for the rest of the season.
That is the spot. Yes, we need our narratives to carry us from Sunday to Sunday, and all the television companies are in on telling you those stories to keep this sport America's biggest.
Some of the expectation, though, is on Mike McDaniel. It's what I like about him because he's not afraid. He doesn't shy away from them. He's telling you, he told us, Tua's the most accurate quarterback he's ever seen. Tyreek Hill, I wanted to give my entire team up to get him. Like, he is setting the expectations very high for his own team.
When you say he seems not to mind, it's so goddamn easy not to mind before you've played. Go ahead and make it 1-3 now. And this is when I'm asking you about, hey, how you feel about this team dealing with expectations, with doubt? Because make it 1-3 and now talk to me about everyone talking about the Dolphins. How good does it feel then when you're turning on your television and every sports team, every sports talker is telling you what a disappointment the Dolphins already are?
You get the Jets, though, after that.
Well, so weeks 5 through 12, they have the easiest schedule in the NFL. So, like, it's set up perfectly for a roller coaster ride. It's very high now, and then there's a 1-3 drop, and you're like, what's going on? And then 5 through 12, they pick up the pace, and then it's like, oh, you know what? They've turned it around.
It's just so wild to me, the stuff that doesn't get talked about, though. This week, the Dolphins announced that Byron Jones will miss the first 4 weeks of the season because he is on the physically unable to
and he's been
perform
great
list with an injury. In some ways, the entire structure of their defense is built around having two elite corners that allow your defense to play a different style of game on the basis of the fact you have both sides of the perimeter locked down. When you replace him with presumably Noah Igbenogany, who's been a draft bust for the Dolphins, a first-round pick, like, I don't know who they're going to put in that outside position. I haven't been following it closely enough, but there's going to be a considerable drop-off. And if the Dolphins' pass defense isn't as good because they don't have Byron Jones, like, those are factors that very quickly get ignored. Like, it's weird to me how in the NFL we often don't talk enough about injuries, considering how big, like, the whole thing is predicated on everyone staying healthy.
Quarterbacks.
We analyze it all, and every analysis gets undone, not just by health, but health that you might not necessarily know about because somebody's 60% healthy instead of 100% healthy, and they happen to be out there even though they shouldn't be.
After you get through weeks 5 through 12, you get to 13 on, they have the 5th hardest schedule in the NFL.
Oh, wow.
So once you get to the high, then you get back into like things are getting rocky headed into the playoffs. What are they going to do?
We've constructed the entire arc of the Dolphins season. I didn't feel like I have to watch it anymore.
This is why he's rising in the rankings
Super Bowl
to 5th insider internationally, according to The Guardian.
I have good people feeding me.
Because
Samson's 9.